Well, good day, tubes. How's she hanging? So just before we get going here, I just want to do a big shout out for super awesome mayor of Orangeville, Mr. Jeremy Williams. He's the mayor of Orangeville, super nice guy, and he's got a really good YouTube channel. I'd really like you guys to go check it out and subscribe to him and stuff and watch his videos. He does really amazing job at his video stuff, and just to give him a little shout out and help his channel along a little bit, and yeah, watch some of his videos. He's doing freaking amazing with them. He does a lot of stuff around town and showing Orangeville and stuff, which I kind of really haven't, you know. I haven't really done a whole lot of that. So if you want to see some more of Orangeville, go check his channel out. No, the link's in the bottom there. Busy as you wouldn't believe. Holy crap. I'm gonna have to relook at my schedule here and relay to you what I've been doing the last few days here. Holy crap. Just all of a sudden everybody's dying. So yeah, and full-size stuff too, big stuff, which is kind of sort of weirdish. But anyway, today I am just expecting some pretty major rains. So what I'm doing is getting all my floor mats out of my truck, and I'm just going to let them sit in the rain and soak. So there we go, the rear and the two fronts, they get pretty grimy with the salt and stuff, so that'll hopefully help dissolve all that off of there, and you know, free wash might as well, right? It's already starting to get a few drips onto her. It's supposed to rain all day. Oh well, what can we do? So we'll have to figure out something to do inside. I got a funeral today and it's not coming until this afternoon, so but anyways, we'll figure out something, I'm sure. What a crappy day. Well, what can we do, eh? Crappy day. But you gotta have crappy days to bring good days, so they say. April showers bring May flowers. I don't know. Better not be freezing. Okay, so last Thursday the 13th, I had a full burial. Friday, of course, was Good Friday. Saturday, I had another full burial. Sunday, and I took Monday off. So most people were working, but I'm like, frig that, I'm taking Monday off. And then Tuesday, yesterday, the 18th, I had another full burial. Wednesday, today, the 19th, I have another full burial today. And then, so far, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I've got nothing yet. So thank frickin' goodness, because it's been busy. That was like a really busy through the weekend kind of thing. At least I got a couple of days there, the Sunday and the Monday. But, on the Friday, the Sunday and the Monday, I was off. So, which is kind of nice, because that is kind of like the long weekend, right? But Saturday, I had to do that one. So, would have been nice to have like 4 days off, but you know, maybe we would have gone away for the 4 days or something. I don't know, it's hard to say. So yeah, that's been busy, and hopefully that's the end of the run for that. Usually it's weird because usually things happen in threes, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got one spare, I guess we'll say. But anyways, seemed to all go good so far, except the one yesterday was, oh man, it was a tough dig, a really tough dig. It was on like a slope, like so, going this way. So you got to keep the machine level so your bucket digs level, and which it was fine, but it was starting to, the stabilizer on the one side and the low side was really starting to push in, and I was pretty much to my max. So I should have got some other stuff and stuffed under there and then squished it down more, but I ended up getting it done. So, but really weird spot. Gravelly. Well, it started off, I'll have to give you a little bit of maybe some history on the cemetery back here in the spot and this spot and stuff. But anyways, it started off topsoily stuff, and then it goes into like this sort of, what would you call it? Like a yellowy sort of sand, almost yellowy, rusty colored sort of sand. And after that, it's just like gravel and then bigger rocks, you know, like big stuff, right? Not like boulders, but like big rock chunks and stuff, you know. But when we get back there, I'll grab the map and kind of show you, or maybe we'll actually, no, we'll do it on Google Earth on the thingy there, and I'll show you what this used to be back here way back, and I think I understand why it's like it is, the way it is. So but anyways, we're gonna go grab, I guess, a coffee, whatever, and maybe something for Brecky, and then we'll head her to the garage. About all we can do today. Freaking rain. Alright, I had to run to Princess Auto real quick. They had a sale on. I needed a new air dryer, so we went and got a new air dryer. And I got a new hat. Check frickin' this out. Gotta love that. 15 bucks for a hat, not too bad. And she's, you know, probably still got the tag on it and stuff. Don't remember, but that's pretty sweet. Nice hat. Comfy too. Even on the back it says a unique world of equipment, tools, and more. Made by Fast Eddie. And the Princess Auto thing back there, so that's a pretty sweet hat. It's all like embossed or outbossed, whatever they call that. Seems to be the way everything's going now. Like wicked amount. That's like probably like 10 miles of threading on that thing. But yeah, I thought that was pretty sweet. Alright, so that's our new dryer. The other one I had a problem with when I put it back together because I don't take it off the wall. I just unscrew the cap, drop everything out and all the old pellets. These are the pellets, the descescent pellet thingies. And I guess when I put it back together, because it's so close to the wall, like there's not much room under there, I couldn't kind of feel when I was putting it on, and I crossed the threads here, tighten it on, and then it was fine that time. And then the next time I went to service it, take it off, the threads were all barred up here and marred up and stuff. So I'm like, ah, crap. So I just put her back together with some white glue pipe dope stuff there, and it sort of seemed to hold, but it wasn't tremendous. So yeah, and I think it's probably about time again to have it serviced. So there's a bit of moisture coming out. Not too bad though. What I've been doing with the air compressor is the very bottom of the tank. There's a little bleed off valve thing. I think you guys have seen me drain that a few times before. What I do is just crack it open just a hair, so it's always doing a little psst, but you know, it's not leaking enough air that it warrants coming on every 10 minutes. Oh, I don't know if we can hear it or not. Got something out here to show you too. Don't know if we can hear it or not over here. Yeah, I can just barely hear it. But it's so slow, but it just keeps the moisture from building up in the tank kind of thing. So I'm just waiting for the vault guy to show up. I got my lowering device out today, but the family ordered a tent because it's so rainy and crappy, so I'm waiting for him to come so I can help him set it up. But let's go over here and see if we can listen. Yeah, it's just barely coming on. But this thing sat here all freaking weekend. I haven't had this compressor going for, jeez, I don't even remember when. It was before that long weekend there, so that's like 5 days ago, and it's still up. Just under 60 psi here, so that's pretty darn good. And it's turned off because this would be up, keeping it constantly up to that 130 or whatever I got it set to. So yeah, but I can, I guess, shut her off here, which I put a ball valve in for a reason, and let that bleed off over there. But I don't really think I'm going to get time to get into, actually I better turn that back on for now. I don't think I'm going to have time today to switch that thing, because what I want to do to make it a little more serviceably easier for me is mount some 2x4s or something to the wall that I can just screw it in to the wall, because right now I've got her, actually I got to start this up too and go out and pick up some plywood. Oh, what else I was going to show you? Got my green trailer back in. I got 1, 2, 3 trailers in here plus the tractor. 4 trailers, never mind. 1, 2, 3, 4 trailers plus the tractor here. All stuffed in here. There's not a whole lot of room left, but yeah, but she's in. So holy cow, eh? I'll let that sit there and run, but yeah, what I want to do is mount it to a piece of wood to the wall. Mount the wood to the wall. And then when I want to service it, I can just unscrew it out of the wood instead of this. I don't really like taking these Tapcons in and out too much. So yeah, but yeah, see here, replace unit next clean cycle. These threads, they got a little bit buggered up there. So plus these things, they should be made of stainless steel because they rust like crazy on the inside if you don't drain it out all the time. So yeah, but I think I like the positioning where this thing is. I'm going to probably keep it here because it's nice and close to everything, and you're supposed to mount them 25 feet away from your compressor, which I'm maybe a little bit short yet still on that, but it's not super too bad. Yeah, mount at least 25 feet away from air compressor. That's so it doesn't get all the hot air going into here. Yeah, it probably should be further away, but I think it'll be all right. So. But I'm going to have to uncouple this again here, take these guys off and unscrew it out of that fitting. Hopefully it comes out alright. And they were all kind of glued in too, so I don't know if it's going to actually break here or break on one of these fittings or whatever. It's hard to say. So, but yeah, so that's your out and your in, same as this one. Your air input, and then it goes up through the dryer pellets and then out, and all the moisture falls to the bottom, and then you're supposed to drain that out like every day, I guess. But that feels awful crappy. I don't really like that how the whole things move in there. It's kind of chintzy. I might change and put my one back on here anyways. It's a little better ball valve. I guess we could let that just slowly drain that out, and then maybe we can get to this after the funeral today. We'll have to see how we're looking for time. But yeah, anyways, I guess I can close this back down. I had a problem with my one door the other day too here, the front door. This far one, I was putting it up. So right now the cables are pulled down. That's what helps. I'll show you here. So your cable goes to your bottom of your door here, and it goes up onto the spool, and that's got a whole pile of tension on it now, so it helps you lift your door. Otherwise the door, not very much of a door, but it's really, really heavy. So something weird happened. I don't know what. It wasn't this side, it was this side. Something weird happened, and it got caught or something, and the cable went off this way, and it got all wound around. When I put the door up, I'm like, what the freaking crap? Of course, I put it down, and I couldn't even move it. Then it's all wedged, right? So I'm like, yeah, stupid door. But I got it all fixed, and I had to. Oh man, it was a heck of a job. It really sucked because you lose all your tension then, right? What did I have to do here? What I did, I think, was I unbuckled it from, well, this come off too, so then it was all kind of weird and hanging off, if I remember right. So I uncoupled it down there, and then all the tension slowly off, you know, so this is all loose then, so like then you got to reset everything. So you have to make sure these guys, there's little jammy nut thingies on here, so you unloosen them. On them, one on this side, one on this side, and then you tighten your spring. You got to make sure you go the right way too. Tighten your spring. I think it's 35. So 1, 2, 3. You know, 35 or 30 to 35 of those. Get that tight, and then you got your. I used some punches. I had one bigger one, a little bit longer, which was nice because it gave you a little more leverage. Because when you get it this tight, it's really hard to pull, right? You can see how that's pulling the door up nice and easy. It's hard to pull that, so what I ended up doing was you get it tight, and then it holds against the thing there, and you get these all up here. Again, they're all loose then. You wind them, wind them, wind them, wind them, wind them, and hold them tight, and then tighten your 2 little bolts on both sides, and then you're set. You're good to go. So now it opens up fairly easy. So let's see here. Yeah, it's weird because it's sort of following the track pretty good now. But it really does a lot of turn by the time it gets over. That's actually following it really good now, but it starts good, but then it's really gotta pull it over a long way. So, and this one was kind of binding up on itself. That sits all right now too, so I guess they're working better. So yeah, I guess I don't really need this open though. You see, now this spring is kind of loose, right? It's kind of loose and floppy. It's got a little tension, but not much. But when we put her down, it's winding the tension back up. So now it's really tight now. It doesn't move and flop too much, right? So it's pretty sweet how they work. Saves your arm. Yeah, this one's all floppy because it's up, so. Yeah, anyways, I got all my trailers in here now, which is good. I'm starting to get out to using this one a little bit the other day, and I was doing a bit of topsoiling on some of the graves, but it was just too muddy yet, so. But I got to run out and pick up a sheet of plywood and my big cones, my big orange cones. So I'll run do that, and we're back in a minute. Alright, let's look at the cemetery here on the old Google Earth. So we got to get Southern Ontario first. There's Toronto, we're about an hour north of that. Highway 9, Highway 10, there's the lake. Alright, so I don't know what happened way back, because I wasn't born then. But there is a weird ridge. Now, this section here is called Campbellvale. This is the one we're burying people in now. This is what's for sale. Way back, so up over here is higher, kind of all higher, right? All up here. So now where I dug the other day was just up here. So this is lower, and this goes up higher about maybe 5 or so feet from sort of down in the bottom here. So it's a little higher here, all the way around. Even up over here is higher. I'll try to get out later maybe when there's not many people back there and kind of show you the lay of the ground too. But it's really weird because this, believe it or not, so this round section all basically around here used to be a swamp. Believe it or not, it used to be a swamp. When I'm digging in about in the middle here somewhere, roughly or here or something, you'll dig down, and it's kind of like all mixed kind of dirt. Then you'll get about 4.5, 5 feet down, and you hit the old black swamp dirt. It's the old swamp mud and stuff, you know. So they must have brought a pile of stuff in here and started dumping it and leveling it and dumping it and leveling it and dumping it and leveling it. And it's actually still a little lower, but it doesn't look quite as bad now. So now it's weird because all up. Now, can I go like, well, there you can almost see the height. So it goes higher here, right? It's higher, sort of. Well, it doesn't really show it too much there. It's higher all up here. Let's zoom around here. Yeah, it doesn't show it so much there, but it's a little higher here. It's not, you know, mountains, but you can definitely see the rays from the road up here, right? So this, I think, was all shoreline at one time, or edge line, or whatever they call that for a swamp. And I know it was a swamp because the black goo down there is like really dark black, real rich looking stuff. It's like really black. And way down, I can't remember exactly where I was digging. It was up and around the middle here somewhere quite a few years ago now. I actually found an old pine tree stump, and you could still smell the pine in it. I couldn't believe it. But I think down in here was the major deeper-ish spot where I'm kind of digging now. And yeah, there's about 5 feet of fill in most of the section. But anyway, so all around kind of the outside edge, all up into here. I haven't dug too much over in this section here. This is the really old section, and this one here, and all the way here is all really thick, chunky gravel with this orange colored, not quite the color of that, but you know, like an orange rusty colored dirt, sandy stuff, sandy kind of stuff on top. And I hit quite a bit of that yesterday, up digging up in here, and then all of a sudden it turned to the big rock. I'm like, oh, that's probably the shore there, you know. So it's kind of neat because even back here, so we're going south here now. This is that big above ground mausoleum thing here. So if you start digging anything back in here to about here, roughly halfway, it's all that nice sandy stuff pretty much to the bottom of your grave. You can like carve it with a shovel. It's so nice. But then you get back here more, and it turns all into the gravelly stuff again. So it's all lots of gravel and stuff. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's a neat little cemetery, that's for sure. It's got its little quirks, but it's funny. There was like a swamp here, but now the swamp's out here in the big lake, right? So I don't know where or what. Now, in behind our house here, I can zoom down more. There was a house where our house is. This was rebuilt and redone in 1965, I think it was. Well, this is a really old picture because I don't even have, there's a swimming pool here. That's like 3 years ago, so this isn't too updated. And we have the old black car parked there too. That's funny. That's been gone a long time. I didn't drive it for like a year and a half. Kids swing set. My old trailer, my old Baja ATV is out there, and it's long gone too. You can sort of still see it on the old trailer here. It's long gone. But anyways, out just behind the kids' swing, right about here, there used to be an old barn foundation, and there is still some chunks buried there. I cleaned it all up when we moved here and leveled it all off again. Just basically dug them a bit deeper and stuffed them down and then covered it with dirt because, you know, I didn't have a nice big tractor to move that stuff then. So it's all buried there and you wouldn't even know it now. But there was an old barn there that they used to keep the horses in for doing stuff for the cemetery way back. They would pull dirt away, I guess, dig a grave, load the trailer, pull it away, like total different way than what we do it now. But and okay, so yeah, that was there. And in this bush, in about here somewhere, there's a really pretty much gone now old wagon. Like, I take you and show you, but there's really nothing left of it. Like, it's rotted, gone, pretty much. There's just like a couple of wood plankies and a couple of metal pieces and stuff, and that's about it. So, but looks like I'm hooked to a trailer on my truck. Ooh, don't want to go down that close. Hooked to a trailer on my truck. We can measure. $11 feet, so that's, no, I don't want to go down that close. I don't think I can measure this too much closer. Oh, come on. Whoa, jeez. Oh, goodness. Are you kidding me? Okay, that's not going to work. Oh my goodness, would you just exit that stupid ground view? Are you kidding me? Okay, just let that sit there. Okay, clear that. Because now we messed her all up. So, yeah, I don't know what trailer that is, but it looks just like my... It's hard to get a good measure on it, but I'm going to go from there to there. So, yeah, that's my 6x10 Triton trailer I'm hooked to there. So, what we were doing that day, I don't know. But, yeah. Who knows? Looks like the wife's car's gone. Look, you can actually see this old Buick was starting to leak oil and stuff. You can actually see the mark in the driveway that it left. That black mark in the driveway here is from the oil leakage. Stupid friggin' car. Never buy a Buick again. Ever. You can see the bridge. The bridge is there, though. You can see that there. So that's sweet. But that's a little history lesson on cemetery. Now a little more history on it. Let's go back a bit here. Way back. Where are we here? This was ceiling. No, too far out. Okay, so way back. Dawson Road, still too high. Dawson, Guilford Street. Okay, Pasaya would have been there. So way back, where I'm circling here, if you can see, was kind of the main town. Orangeville, that's the main street there. That was the main town. So way back, you know, out here it's all built up, but they had, I don't know exactly, I can't exactly tell you where, but I know what I'm referring to. Okay, so John Street and Broadway. That's the Monument Place. So right here, I think it was, sort of on this corner, actually used to be a cemetery. If I'm right, I know it was around here somewhere. So this was a really small town then, right? None of this, well, some of this would have been here, but not nearly as much. That was the main street of Broadway, and I don't know where it went. I guess it went out to somewhere. We need to see some really old maps. But anyways, there used to be a cemetery here, and the Monument Works, which has been there forever, you know, and they're still there. Well, the town is getting bigger, you know, and somebody probably built something here, and they're like, oh, what about our well that we just dug, like right here, you know? They were all worried about their wells. They used to do it way back with the churches, you know. There was a church or whatever, and, you know, there's another church up here. I think it's been here forever, so there's probably another cemetery in here somewhere, maybe where their parking lot is or something. I know back then there was 3 cemeteries in town. The town was getting bigger, growing towards these cemeteries, which were, I guess, out of town at that time, you know, which now you look at it, it's like, yeah, well, yeah. So they thought way back, well, what are we going to do here? Because, you know, our wells, we don't want to get contaminated with, you know, dead guy stuff, right? They'd only dig a well maybe 5-7 feet and then get water, right? So what they thought was, okay, let's find a location that's not too far away, but it's far enough out that we're not going to have to worry about it for a long time. And we'll dig everybody's grave up and move them over to the one central location. So that's what they did, like in 1865, 4 or 5-ish, and around there, this was getting planned up, I think it was. So they looked and they looked and they looked and they looked, and nobody kind of wanted to really give up any land, but I guess these people over here, that were, I think the last name was Island, if I remember right, because they named the, it says Orangeville Reservoir here, but it's actually Island Lake. They owned, I guess, probably like this great big chunk of land here, right? Now the lake wasn't here then. This is all man-made. This was man-flooded and man-made, and, you know, dam there kind of thing. So I guess I don't know where their house would have been. It's probably in here somewhere, and then this was like their farmland, right? So they donated this chunk of land to the cemetery, or there was maybe money exchanged. I don't really know all the fine details of it, but they were given, or whatever, traded or whatever, this chunk of land here for the cemetery. So that's where the cemetery started and became from. And they buried most of these people that they moved in this section right here. So there's my garage where we're sitting right now. Most of these people are been dug up and reburied here, and they've been buried for I don't know how many years, you know. So what a job that would have been, all by hand too, right? That would have really totally sucked. But I don't know how many years it took. I could probably look back through the records. I've got some records from these people, but it's basically a name and maybe a date, and that's it. And maybe their location, not anything else, like what they died from, the clergy, the relatives. That was all kind of probably never taken, right? We do it all now. But so a lot of people here, a few people in here, and actually it's funny because so back in this bush about here, there's actually some old stones in the trees. So I don't know if they were part of that, or if they were part of people that were buried from the farm way back, because I think that's what they did, you know, before they was mandatory or mandated that you had to bury into a cemetery. Your people, someone, grandpa died, okay, well, let's take him out to the back tree there he liked and dig a hole and throw him in. That was kind of how they did it way back, you know, before like 1860, 70 is just kind of like that, you know. So I don't really know the exact perfect dates of everything, but I know the cemetery opened up here in around 1868-ish, in and around there, something like that. So, but anything before that, I guess people got buried on a farm. So, you know, there's probably a lot of farms out here. You know, this would have been a farm too, that someone's maybe buried back here, and you don't even know it now. So, back in, you know, like, people died in the 1700s, didn't they? The 1600s, where did they all get buried? It's like, well, they're gonna be somewhere, but you never find it now. They'd be long gone. So that's kind of a sad thing, but yeah. But that's a little history. Now there's Greenwood Cemetery too. Where are we here? There's, is that it? Broadway. Yeah. This is Greenwood Cemetery here on the other side of town, and this is the town cemetery. Now, I don't understand it, because they're about the same age as us, so I kind of wonder if they had this kind of going twice. They had our place and they had this place, and I think maybe they did it kind of twice. And this is like the public cemetery for the town of Orangeville. But then ours is like a private cemetery, so I'd really like to find a little more of the history of it, but there isn't really anything written down that I know of anywhere. So, but we do have a good book over in the office that has a little bit of a story in it too. So, it came from the lady, I guess, that did the book. I don't know where she got it from, but I don't know if we can see both cemeteries here at once. Just barely. So you can see the size of that one compared to mine, which isn't super wide, but it's really long. So now the funny thing is, okay, my wife came in and disturbed me. I lost my train of thought, but yeah, anyway, so these cemeteries are both about the same, but the funny thing is, okay, let's do, I think what I was going to do is measure here. This isn't the pro version, you can actually measure acreage on the other one, but, so we're going to say this active cemetery is 615 feet. I don't know if you can see that or not. 615 feet by 644. So we're going to call that pretty darn near almost square. Okay, let's go to ours here. So this is a bit of a weird shape, but we'll do 396 wide there if you go that way, or it's kind of hard to do, but that's 701. But we've got, oh crap, I just closed that. We've got, come on, 1,152 feet long. So I think we're a little bigger than them. Well, you know what? I measured that wrong, because if I include my field here, I'm 587 feet. It's really hard to, you know, whatchamacallit that, but I think we're bigger, a bigger cemetery than them. Where the heck did they go? Over here. It definitely looks like it anyway. So if we measure that, it's about, you know, square-ish. Now they do own, I think, a bit of this bush here too, but it's not being used right now. That'll make them a little bigger, but comparing the two together, I think we are quite a bit bigger. And the funny thing is, with our cemetery here, it's me, myself, and I running it, doing it, looking after it, doing the paperwork, doing the office stuff, answering phones, all that stuff, selling graves, cutting grass, plowing snow. One-man gang, all right? Over here, the cemetery, because it's, you know, like run by the town of Orangeville. Nothing against the town of Orangeville, is, you know, probably the smarter way to do it. I think they've got, when they do a funeral here, they've got 3 guys, 3, sometimes 4 guys, I think, that come out to do a funeral. There'll be one guy digging, one guy driving the dirt away, one guy probably just standing off the side watching and, you know, doing the odd little thing, and then one guy's usually running around in a truck. That's what I've seen, anyways. There's lots of guys to help. Now, the funny thing is, too, when the grass cutting stunt comes, they hire college students to cut the grass. They don't even cut their own grass. So, you know, it's a little bit, wow, how does it work like that, you know? But, and over here, I'm all by myself. So, running a full-time job, running a cemetery, and full-time YouTube channel as well. I think that's a pretty good feat, you know. No wonder I'm so tired all the time. But anyways, so that's a little history there, and I'll get that book after and read that to you as well, so you get a little more idea of the history behind it. So, but anyways, both guys should be here soon. I better go out and wait for them. All right, this is bled out. So I guess what we'll do maybe for today is get this off the wall. I got my funeral coming in, so I don't really have a whole pile of time to do this, but we can at least get this one off the wall and get hopefully the hose unhooked and go from there. And now this is going to be tricky because these the fitting I actually used on here on the hose, you don't actually need clamps on it apparently. So it's probably not going to come off there too well. So I'm hoping I can just get on there with my wrench again and just, you know, turn it off. But the best thing about working here now is I got a light. Sweet. So yeah, we got to get the hose off. It should be squishy. Yeah, it's out of air, so that's good. Get the hose off, and then we can unscrew her off the wall. And then I got to figure what I'm going to screw it to again. I don't know what I'm going to do yet for that. I was kind of almost thinking of just getting a piece of wood. I've got some wood, some wider planks, and maybe just like even construction glue and that right to the wall. I think that'll hold it. I mean, these things aren't really that heavy. It's a little heavier when it's got the stuff in it, but I mean, there's only maybe 10 pound there at the most. So I think that construction glue will adhere to the wood really good and suck onto the wall really good. I'll have to make sure I get any dust off though, of course. But probably could screw it to the wall too, which, you know, I might too. And then I can just screw my new thing right with wood screws to the wood. And then when I have to get it off to service it, it's a little bit easier. So just getting the hose off kind of sucks. But let's see, where are we gonna put you guys? Well, figure something out here. Okay, let's see. Is that gonna work? Or am I gonna get in your way here? I might end up being too much in your guys' way. I'll try my best here though. So yeah, apparently they're not like a shark bite fitting. There's something. Ooh, there's something different. I just can't really remember now, but they had a wicked burr thingy, whatever you call that, on them. But I don't know if it's going to come off here too well now. So we'll try our best here, I guess. Oh yeah. Oh, it's sort of moving, but man, that's tight. Now, this is going to probably suck because I don't really want to cut that hose. You know, I've probably got enough to rejoin it. If I try to dig down the side over here, it's probably going to get wrecked. But it's sort of turning. I put her together too good, I guess. Okay, so oh yeah, the whole thing's gonna turn. Oh man. Well, we're just gonna have to twist the hose up, I guess, and get her off that way. Just have to remember to. It's hard on the hose though. Just have to remember to twist the hose back up when you put it back on. You'll have a twisted hose. Oh, come on. Really? Okay, that's really hard on the hose though. But that's a really snug fitting. Like the guy said, I don't need clamps on that, so probably not going to get that off easily again. But I don't know what else to do to join these things. There must be something else that I could put on here, but I don't have much hose left there to rejoin. I could do maybe one rejoin. I just have to cut her there and then cut this off and then back on again. But I'll see if I can. Oh yeah, we're not turning that off. Okay, so let's back his up here a whole bunch. Now, I'm probably going to end up getting in your way here again. And I don't know if this is going to be a good enough screwdriver to get this thing off of here. Yeah, that's working. Slotted or a nut driver at 5/32 or something. Well, those worked. I like the tap guns. They do work pretty good. Try to get this guy down here. Oh, that one didn't work so well. That's sometimes the tap guns work good, and sometimes they don't. Sort of why I want to maybe just glue this board to the wall here. If you put enough construction glue to her, I think it would probably hold. Probably, although you probably should have, you know, like, some sort of securing device to the wall, just to kind of hold it there. But I'm not too sure how long my board is. It might be long enough. I don't know. Okay, let's see if we can get this one off. Really plan on doing this, but I got 5 minutes to breathe, so I'm gonna have to get going again though soon. So I got some pictures of the little write-up in our plot book over there. It's quite a few pages, so what I'm gonna do is just put it on the end of today's video. If you want to pause and read about it, you can. If you don't want to, then you don't have to. A little bit more history, we'll say, on the cemetery, if you're interested. I just don't know if I'm going to have enough time to read it all to you today. Oh. Okay, this one's a lot heavier. There we go, we're off. Alright, I just cut that off. I'm going to redo it all there, I guess, with the new I put it all back together, or we just redo it all. But this is only, it looks like a single braided line. It's not super wicked awesome, but it's air compressor, air hose stuff. But man, it's still holding good. I want to show you this fitting as well under here. There's some of the braiding stuff. It's just like a nylon braid, I think. Trying to get her off. Don't like sharp knives. There. Barbs, I guess they call those. So he says, yeah, you don't need, it'll just, you know, the hose squishes on, and he's like, it's tight enough, it bites right on, I guess. So, and actually it has quite well in here. Let's look at the bite marks in there from it. So there's actually quite the grooves in there where it normally would be smooth. So that's pretty good. That actually really bites on good. So yeah, got that at a plumbing store, fitting store. So we'll just have to spray some goo on there and then slide her on. She'll be good. I probably will put clamps back to it though, because I just feel better with clamps. But anyways, better go back do this funeral stuff, and I'm not too sure if I'll get this finished today or not. I'll have to wait and see. Well, that's it for today. I ran myself right at a time. I got the funeral done, filled in, cleaned up, and that was it. It's like 5:30. They were kind of late at the holder today, but that's alright. So, anyways, yeah, because I got to also run up to John Deere, because I got these parts in that I ordered for this thing, for underneath, for the loader control stuff. That will, if you remember the other day, that will hopefully take some of my slop out. See, it's moving there, but it's flexing down below quite a lot. So it comes with bushings and all that stuff, so hopefully that'll be the fix for it. But for my air dryer, I got these boards, actually the ones we made for the ramps for the container. I don't use them now, so they might work. We might have to give them a quick little sanding or something just to get any crud off them. And they're a little damp right now from, they were under the trailer, the big trailer there, but they're a little damp to attach to anything, I think, yet. So I'll have to let them dry out for a few days and work at that a little bit later on. So I'm just got no air right now, and it kind of sucks. So honestly, I'm almost thinking if I leave that thing trickling out there, I probably really don't even need a dryer, because all the air will be out the bottom, right? So how could I could probably just adapt this right to fit onto my air hose thing there, although I kind of like having it with this setup. I could probably adapt it to that, from this right down to oh, that's basically it there. From, what's that, 3/4 to 1/2 inch or something, and yeah, 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch. 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch, and this I think is the same. So I could probably just unscrew this, and well, I'll put it together with the dryer, I think, and then I'm good to go. But I'll have to let those pieces dry out a couple of days. I mean, I could probably stick them on, but I also need probably to screw them on with some more Capcons. I got those ones I took out of the other one. I'm just not sure what I've got in my stockpile of screws. Those are concrete screws. Those wouldn't be long enough though. They wouldn't just barely make it through that board. So I'd probably have to use the other ones, which is fine. Oh no, I got more. I forgot I got a whole bunch more of them up here. Not quite long enough. 2 3/4 inch. Those would work. Those would work. Just basically to hold it onto the wall while the glue's drying, kind of thing. So that's good. We got some screws. I think I even seen a drill bit in here. 5/32. Is that what this one? Woo! Is that what this calls for? Bit included. I guess that's it. 3/16 diameter. Oh, well, it doesn't usually tells you what size a driller, but I think that'll work. And those are a little smaller head than these ones. These ones might be a little beefier. Yeah, these are a little beefier, so you need a little bit bigger. But if I'm gonna glue it too, I think it should be fine. So put a couple of those in just to hold her. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 kind of thing down the board. We'll put a bunch of construction adhesive on the back, sticker to the wall, driller. I think it'll work good. But anyways, gotta rock on. Gotta go get parts. Still got my tag on. Pretty sweet hat. I like this hat. This is nice. So I can, I guess, close this door down now. Good. And yeah, so anyways, tomorrow, depending how dry that wood is, I don't have any heat on right now, so we'll just have to see. But I guess if I'm screwing it to the wall, it doesn't really matter too much. Tomorrow might be try out the Mini X and new bucket day. Cremation hole digging, just for like a mock cremation hole setup. we'll give her a try out and see how we like it. Hopefully it's all good. I think it should be, but we never know until we try, right? So, but anyways, I do have to meet a feller tomorrow, but probably do it after that. So, but I guess that's it for today. So thanks again for watching. Have yourselves a good night, and we'll catch you tomorrow for hopefully, if it's not pouring rain too, hopefully try out the new Mini X bucket day. It's gonna be awesome, hopefully. Oh yes, and don't forget, if you're interested in reading the stuff on the cemetery, I'll post those pictures right at the end, and then you can pause her and read it. Hopefully it comes out all right. Should be okay, but I just don't know if it's going to be zoomed in enough, so you might have to get a squid at your thing, and you know, what the heck. But hopefully it's okay. So that'll give you a little bit of a history on Orangeville and the cemetery here and stuff. So it's kind of neat. So, but anyways, have a good day. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later.